Well, good morning to you. Pop-up showers possible later on this afternoon. More about that in just a moment.
Right now this morning, 10 girls from a Texas summer camp still missing after deadly flooding. More rain is coming. We'll have the latest on the desperate search. And a La Crosse housing project needs your help to reach the finish line. How you can make a difference for people who need it most. If you went to Costco this weekend, the retailer just released a list of a few recalls you should know about. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Monday, July 7th. We will send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett now. Art, we just saw a shot of the outside. Sun's coming up, clouds coming up, looking good out there.
Yeah, it's looking good, but you know what? That's the recipe for pop-up showers and thunderstorm activity as you get those clouds really developing, and you still have a little bit of heat associated with that coming across the central plains as well and working its way closer to us as we get towards Minnesota and eventually up along our northern portions of the region today. How about this as we get into it here? Late night storm activity possible as well. Then we'll see that go into the early morning hours with storm activity for your early morning commute. So it's going to be a wet commute. So right now we're dry. You can see not much happening as far as moisture is concerned locally. And then we get into the current temperatures, 60s, and it's nice to get out there, possibly enjoy that maybe for a nice little walk or run or just a ride on the bike. You're looking at this early morning though. We got partly cloudy skies and clouds will increase later on in the afternoon, getting up to maybe a 20% to a 30% chance of storm activity for La Crosse. Eau Claire, not so much, kind of quiet. And then eventually you're going to be seeing those clouds kind of pop up again. Eventually thunderstorm activities coming in the overnight hours around the midnight hour, and that'll continue on. And you've got those storms coming in that'll drop all the way down to the south later on. How about highs today? Looking at least those low 80s, possibly getting into those low 80s to finish out the day. There is a low risk for severe weather, which is mostly to our west of the river. It does kind of brush the river a little bit up to the north, closer to Chippewa Valley, but it's really not in our region. You can see the storm activity coming in later on, and eventually that's going to push into our region, and that will bring in the rainfall amounts popping up, maybe a quarter of an inch or less, but overnight it really begins to pick up, maybe an inch and a half or less in the forecast, and that's a look at the next 5 days, or at least 4 days. Please get out and enjoy it if you can, but be safe out there.
Thank you, Art. Some breaking news we're following. At least 82 people now confirmed dead after Friday's deadly flash flooding in Texas. Dozens are still missing, including children from a girls' summer camp. As search and rescue efforts continue, new flood threats loom. Lee Waldman is in Hunt, Texas, with the latest.
Some have lost everything.
I've lost near friends, best friends, my boss, my godchildren, my house, my car.
Many barely making it to safety.
You know, it was a very, very close call. And had we been 10 or 15 minutes later, you know, it would have been too late.
David Fry and his extended family were staying at the River Inn Resort in Hunt for their annual vacation when the Guadalupe River began flooding in the middle of the night.
So we went through banging on doors, just trying to notify as many people as possible.
All 33 of them survived by climbing on top of the hotel roof. But it seems that for every story of relief is one of heartbreak. As the death toll mounts, dozens of loved ones are still missing.
Homes they were staying in were gone. They were just leveled. They were no longer there. We haven't heard or seen of them since then.
Kerr County Sheriff's Office says over 400 local, state, and national first responders and more than a dozen canine units are helping in the search and rescue efforts. Volunteers are also out looking on foot and horseback.
Those babies. If it was my babies, I'd want somebody looking, so that's why I'm here. I couldn't sit back.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott has warned that the weather threat isn't over yet.
There's more heavy rainfall that's expected that will lead to potential flash flooding broadly in these regions.
In Hunt, Texas, I'm Lee Waldman.
The president says he will likely visit Texas on Friday. Elon Musk, meanwhile, keeping a promise he made and has formed a new political party. Musk threatened to create the America Party if Congress passed President Trump's signature domestic policy bill. Musk says his new party will give people back their freedom, claiming the country operates as a one-party system, not a democracy. President Trump lashing out at Musk and threatening to reconsider massive government contracts with his companies. President Trump will host Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House today as a Gaza ceasefire appears within reach. Hamas and Israeli delegations are meeting in Doha right now. Both sides say they're open to a 60-day ceasefire framework. A source familiar with the talks says it would jumpstart negotiations for a permanent truce and release prisoners, hostages, and get UN aid flowing once again. Netanyahu faces growing pressure to end the fighting.
The hostages need to get out by any means necessary right now. 20 of them presumed to be alive, including my two little brothers. They have limited time.
We are exhausted, psychologically and physically.
Today's visit and talks come as the Gaza Health Ministry reports dozens of people died in Israeli strikes over the weekend. And closer to home, a fire broke out at a Winona manufacturing plant early this morning. Winona fire officials say crews responded here to the Core Molding Technologies on Wilkie Drive just before 2 a.m. They say the fire was mostly contained to the building's roof and ductwork, and nobody was hurt. The cause is still under investigation. A missing Vernon County teenager has been found safe. Westby police say 16-year-old Ashton Volden ran away from his Westby home Friday morning. Multiple agencies worked together to find him, including the Vernon County Sheriff's Office, Viroqua Police, and their K-9 units. Officials aren't releasing too many details yet about how or where he was found, but they are thanking those agencies for their cooperation. And you'll need to find a new route to Central High School starting today. Another road closure to let you know about. Green Bay Street closing from 22nd Street to Losey Boulevard for construction. Your detour is 16th Street to Weston, then back to Losey. No word yet when it will reopen. You could help create a new home for people who need it most in La Crosse today. Coulee Cap is launching a public fundraising campaign for Haven on Main. 70 affordable apartments at the Old Pink Palace for people with disabilities and behavioral health needs. Today's fundraiser at the La Crosse Club could push them closer to their $4.2 million goal. It is an old game taking a new foothold in the U.S. News 8 Now's chief photographer Chuck Ozma takes us to Eau Claire for a look at Cube in today's eyepiece.
Cube's an old Nordic game. You have these wooden blocks, those are the cubes. What you have to do is you have these wooden batons and you try to knock over those blocks with the batons. The king is in the middle. He's kind of like the 8-ball, so if you knock him over during the game, you lose. You have to wait till you've cleared all the cubes on your opponent's field.
It's a pretty interesting game with the way the blocks go, and then obviously having those batons as well. So it's interesting, but it's a good time for sure being out here and seeing how the game works.
Yep. All the people, like the atmosphere, like this sport is just so welcoming and inviting. It's just everybody's just friends with each other, and it's really fun.
It's just kind of crazy that like a lawn game can bring so many people to one place. But I mean, it's a lot of fun. Like once you get playing it, like it's kind of addicting.
Ask everybody that's coming up right now. Ask John right here in the blue tank top. It's just a yard game. See what he says. It's more than that. It's literally. Here in Eau Claire, I'm just being honest with you, like, it's what we do. Like, it's kind of a way of life. Like, there's something special about this game. The saying is, it takes you, like, 10 minutes to learn and, like, a lifetime to enjoy.
If you want to learn more about Cube, the U.S. National Championships are this weekend in Eau Claire. The time now is 6:07. Still ahead on your morning news, UPS offering drivers buyouts for the first time in company history. Black Americans facing some surprising unemployment rates, and Costco issuing almost a dozen recalls. And if you're buying a home, you likely know most loans require a 20% down payment. Coming up, we'll have more options if you can't afford that. And now, sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. The Field of Dreams in Iowa came alive over the weekend. Baseball legends dressed in vintage uniforms. They rose from the cornfield. You saw them doing that a minute ago, much to the delight of crowds gathered there at the Dyersville Ball Field. That field has been around for decades, created as part of the iconic 1989 movie. During Sunday's event, players entertained the crowds with drills and even let some kids join in on the fun. And as you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the longest suspension bridge in the Western Hemisphere. That is Mackinac Bridge. My 2-year-old loves bridges. He would love to drive over that. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
4th of July savings are going on right now at Home Furniture. Buy more, save more with up to $500 in instant rebates. Get this sofa for just $8.99 or this dining set for $11.99 after rebate. Hurry in for 4th of July savings at Home Furniture.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work, We built it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
Protect yourself from the harsh sun with Sonesta retractable awnings and solar screens from Asher Lassen Exteriors. With over 150 fabrics to choose from and the largest sizes available, you can create shade to match your home and style. Receive up to 22% off your entire project, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months. Connect with the Asher team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com or call us at 888-GO-ASHER.
What is a floor's favorite type of music? Anything with a good beat. Why is a carpet fitter so good at dancing? Because he's always cleaning the rug. What is a floor's favorite way to win? A clean sweep. What did the rug say to the floor? I got you covered. At Sealands Carpetland, where our #1 priority is you. Stop in today. This place is fantastic.
Drive your story with a new Ram.
Take your next adventure in a new Jeep from Pischke Motors.
Get employee pricing plus for a limited time only. Get your favorite Jeep, Ram, Dodge, or Chrysler during the Employee Pricing Plus sales event. Employee pricing for all means anyone can get exclusive employee pricing on these new vehicles. This opportunity won't last long, so stop into Pischke Motors now. This offer ends July 31st. Go to Pischke.com, Pischke Motors West Salem, or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
I work from home, so bundling Spectrum internet and TV has been super important for our family.
My favorite thing is just the connection that we have to have. I do online workouts, I also do remote programming, and so I need to stay connected to make sure that I'm providing a quality service.
To be able to save money and also have reliable service, it's a win. Our bills have been affordable, can't complain.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
Celebrate in style during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Save up to $500 on porch and patio with instant rebates. This Vista Wheaton 5-piece set is now just $11.99. Buy more, save more during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Well, good morning to you and welcome back. If you're just joining us, though, you're looking at a view here as we get into Tomah. Shelby going the other direction, Tomah going this direction. You're seeing it's about 63 degrees out there right now. And, of course, it's about 8 miles of visibility. So there's a little bit of lower cloud cover in the forecast right now. 61 degrees once you get over into Eau Claire, looking pretty good for you. And, of course, visibility is looking good. You're still seeing a few clouds kind of drifting around right now. Taking a look at the La Crosse County forecast for today. West Salem, about 82 degrees. Good morning to you folks there. How about this, though? Mindoro, you're looking at 82 degrees and 81 in Shelby. Let's carry over right back down to the south zone, going all the way down to areas right by Prairie du Chien. About 83 degrees. We've got plenty of sunshine with partly cloudy skies on the way. We'll do the same as you go right up to Soldiers Grove, Viroqua, 82 to 80 degrees there for you. Then we'll ride back up to La Crosse, holding on to at least 83 degrees there. Blair at 81 and Whitehall about 82. Osseo about 82 degrees as well. We'll pick up Ladysmith at 80 degrees and Eau Claire. Well, you're looking at pretty much 82 degrees for you. Pretty stationary there. Local temperatures will be kind of forced around 82 degrees for your forecast today. Looking pretty good there. We'll go right back into the Sky Tracker showing you as we go right into the 2 o'clock hour the potential for a little shower and storm activity popping up. Then later on tonight we'll get right in the midnight hour. Thunderstorm activity works along I-94 and northward. Possibility of that coming back down to Ladysmith, and eventually overnight we get those showers coming back down along I-90 as well. Showers and storms going through your morning commute. So a wet commute expected for tomorrow. You'll see similar conditions for Eau Claire as well, right down along I-94 and continuing on. Highs for Tuesday, taking you to partly cloudy skies. Looking at temperatures, maybe a degree or two warmer. You're getting a 79 all the way to about 85 degrees. Rainfall pops in about 1.5 inches along I-90 or southward. And then as you finish out over the next few days, my friends, you're looking at conditions to be stuck with the low to middle 80s in the forecast, possibly getting 87 as you get into next week on Monday. Back to you.
In your morning consumer news, UPS is offering buyouts to full-time delivery drivers for the first time ever. It is the largest network change in the company's 117-year history. The Teamsters Union president, representing over 300,000 UPS employees, criticizing the buyout plan. It comes months after UPS announced it was cutting about 20,000 jobs this year. Black unemployment just rose to its highest level since January 2022. The jobless rate for Black Americans climbed 6.8% in June, up sharply from May's 6%. The national unemployment rate is down to 4.1%. Economists say Black Americans are usually impacted first when the economy starts to weaken. Attention Costco shoppers. The store is recalling about a dozen items recently. Danby and Medea window air conditioners may not drain water fast enough, leading to mold. Costco also recalled power banks, tires, and adjustable dumbbells. You can find the full list on Costco's website. If you are in the market to buy a home, you probably know that conventional loans require that 20% down payment, but there are some other options that allow you to put down as little as 3.5%. Jen Sullivan looks at how to help make the home buying process more affordable.
Home sale prices have skyrocketed in recent years. According to the National Association of Realtors, the median price of existing home sales in May was more than $422,000. And if you're buying a home at that price and putting down 20%, that means you need more than $84,000 in cash. And it means buyers won't have to pay for private mortgage insurance.
It's completely out of reach for many Americans to think about putting 20% down for a mortgage.
Well, 20% has long been the magic number for down payments. Jessica Loutz with the National Association of Realtors says that's changed over the last 5 years, and more first-time buyers are putting down around 9%. Here's how. Federal Housing Administration loans, known as an FHA, is a government-backed loan for qualifying buyers. Your down payment can be as low as 3.5%.
There is a credit score requirement, but it is in the 500s.
There are some downsides to that. Your offer could be less competitive, and it means your debt and monthly payment will be higher because you're putting down less money.
The expectation is that home prices will continue to increase, so that debt to income ratio is actually going to work out in your favor over time.
If you're a veteran or active military member, consider a VA loan. Lout says in some cases, you don't need to put any cash down.
Also, looking at state and local programs, the down payment resource is a great place to go to see what you may qualify for on a local level.
Loutz also recommends shopping around to get the best mortgage interest rate, and make sure you're still budgeting for closing costs that can add up quickly.
That's a look at your consumer news. We will send it over now to Art. He's got an update on our forecast.
Oh, okay, away we go. Exacerbated, holding on to this, but get right back into it. A low risk for severe weather is not in our region, but it's by the Twin Cities. But it will kind of crisscross across the Mississippi River, and it's kind of nick our area here, but pretty much storm activity coming in later on tonight for you in that part of the region up there along I-94. We'll also see today holding on to some 70s, some 80s possibly in the picture. Medford at 78, but mostly everyone's going to be huddled around 82, 83 degrees today, possibly 84 for the biggest numbers. We'll see this continue to bring more cloud cover as we get this big batch of clouds coming toward us from the Dakotas, and eventually that's going to break apart as we go into the 3 o'clock hour. But once we go deeper into it, though, by the morning commute, you're back in the wet. You've got Eau Claire holding on to some shower and storm activity there. You're going to see it kind of circle around a little bit more so by Black River Falls, back again as we go to Preston, extending to Decorah, crossing the river to La Crosse, and then eventually storm activity will right on top of us. You can see that going all the way into it, straight to Onalaska, going into Holman as well, and then pushing all that rainfall out of the region by the time we get in the noon hour. So noon, you're looking at drier conditions, but you're still going to have some wet roadways. We'll get into the evening commute, much drier there. Looking pretty good. Not much in the way of cloud cover as we go into Tuesday night. Then eventually we'll see mostly sunny skies for Wednesday. But the rainfall, well, we're looking at Tuesday all the way to Tuesday night here. You're looking at that rainfall coming across the overnight hours. 1/4 of an inch up there by Ladysmith, 1/10 of an inch or so for Eau Claire. I still think you may get a little bit more so. Why? Because Black River Falls as well as La Crosse may get that storm activity that may lift up a little bit, bring some of that rainfall. You see Sparta's looking about 1.5 inches. Things change up a little bit. You know how that all plays out. Then eventually it sags a little bit more to the southeast, and all that rainfall goes towards Viroqua. Up and out it goes, and we're done. Highs for Tuesday, as I mentioned, temperatures upper 70s, low 80s, still holding on to the forecast there. Then we swing out for your mowing, the lawn forecast as you get into it the next few days. I've got a yellow light for today because we have pop-up storms, partly cloudy. cloudy skies. You may see a thunderstorm or two possibly later on into the evening hours, or be careful. We get red for tomorrow because of the storm activity I just showed you. Green light goes, though, as you get into it, 78 to 89 degrees going right into Wednesday. Get out there and mow that lawn. You're doing okay with more storms coming in for Thursday, possibly maybe Thursday night going into Friday where storms come back again. You'll see as we roll right into Tuesday, storm activity there, a break on Wednesday. Thursday comes back in, about a 30% chance, mostly showers. Then we'll see as we go into Thursday night into Friday, more storms come back in the picture. That continues into Friday, tapers down into early Saturday morning, and then eventually you're seeing sunshine for the day. Another day of sunshine for Sunday, and Monday looks pretty good as well. Get out and enjoy it if you can. Be safe out there and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Art. Still to come, measles cases hitting a new record high in this country. We'll have the latest look at the data just ahead. And President Trump send out new letters threatening tariffs, what it means for countries that have made deals and those that have not.
Coming up in sports, the return of Big Woo. Brandon Woodruff making his return to the Brewer lineup for the first time since 2023. See how he did coming up in the Morning Blitz.
Support local businesses by shopping at the Gourmet Candy Outlet in Jackson Plaza. Make every celebration deliciously unforgettable with fresh roasted nuts, fudge, and European chocolates. Or create your own gift box of assorted confections. Shop local, shop Jackson Plaza.
Dutch Boy. It's only paint. It's only paint that goes on easy with a super smooth finish. It's only paint that battles even the toughest challenges, like keeping that neon orange under wraps. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only durable, dependable, change your life both professionally and romantically. Dutch Boy paint.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables, but since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
Big days, big energy, one unforgettable weekend. Ashley for the Arts returns August 7th through the 9th in Arcadia, featuring Brad Paisley, ZZ Top, Darius Rucker, Third Eye Blind, and more. From live music and family fun to fireworks and interactive art, all for $55. It's not just a festival, it's an experience. Get your tickets now at ashleyforthearts.com.
We're really excited about our new hearing aids that came out. They're called Vitality. They have artificial intelligence, and people have really been hearing better in background noise with them. They're also a lot more clear.
And you can also control it with your phone. So if you want to get more technical, you can make your own adjustments on your phone.
It's just set and forget. They will adapt on their own, or you do have the ability to customize it more for your personal preferences and environments as well.
So stop by the Better Hearing Center and find out more about the new Vitality.
Support local businesses by shopping at the Gourmet Candy Outlet in Jackson Plaza. Make every celebration deliciously unforgettable with fresh roasted nuts, fudge, and European chocolates. Or create your own gift box of assorted confections. Shop local, shop Jackson Plaza.
Okay, let's see.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. We had an important day in the MLB yesterday. Not only were the Brewers going for another series win, but yesterday was the return of Brandon Woodruff. The two-time All-Star hadn't pitched for the Brewers since September of 2023. So let's go to Miami. It's been 652 days since he's pitched for the Brewers, but picking up right where he left off. First batter he faces, and Woody gets the strikeout. A good start for him, and then we'll go to the third inning. Brewers offense looking to give some run support, and Jackson Chourio has just the thing. How about a two-run shot over the left field wall? Milwaukee goes up 2. Fifth inning, Woody's still pitching good, but makes a mistake here. Leaves it over the plate, and Herberto Hernandez makes them pay. Just a solo shot. Miami still trails, and Woodruff was unfazed. Very next batter, how about another strikeout? 6 innings pitched, just 2 hits and 8 strikeouts for Big Woo in his return. McGill would close it out. Brewers get the win 3-1 and are officially at 50 wins on the season. But no ground was gained in the division because the Cubs also picked up a win 11-0 over the Cardinals. Brewers will go into this week 4 games back in the division. Twins coming off of back-to-back walk-off wins against the Rays. Byron Buxton named an all-star yesterday afternoon and showing why here. Second pitch of the inning, and Buxton goes deep. His 20th of the season puts Minnesota in front. 8th inning, Twins trailing by 2, but in steps Harrison Bader. He's going to blast a 2-run shot down the line in left field. We're all tied up. This one's going to extra innings, and things would fall apart. Rays already with 1 run across. A bunt back to the pitcher, and that throw goes wild. Another run comes in to score. Rays would score 3 in the 10th, and there was no crazy comeback. Twins fall 7-5. That'll do it for the Morning Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
Shop Wisconsin's best deals at Black River Furniture Outlet. Find unbeatable prices on sectionals, big or small, to fit every home. Great savings on Ashley sofas and love seats. Style and comfort at a price you'll love. Check out our wide selection of reclining and power furniture, plus custom options from Best Home Furnishings. Experience top-tier comfort with Catnapper Furniture. The relaxation is key. Black River Furniture Outlet, your upholstery headquarters. Family values, veteran-owned, and no corporate hassle. Open 7 days a week in Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
At Sealands Carpetland, you know we have a huge flooring selection, but we offer tiles for more than just your floors. Looking to update your kitchen backsplash? We've got you covered. Remodeling your bathroom shower or walls? We got that too. With the wide variety of colors, shapes, and sizes, you'll find exactly what you need to bring your dream space to life. At Sealands Carpetland, where our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
And now, during the Chevy 4th of July sales event, qualified buyers can get 0% financing plus an additional $1,000 bonus cash. Visit HometownChevy.com.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present the Community Calendar. For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
Maxwell White wants you to love your water. Preventative maintenance helps to keep the love going. Maxwell White can get your equipment running right so it can last longer and save you money. Call Maxwell White today. Water conditioning done right.
We have a low risk for severe weather as we get into the forecast today. More about that coming up in just a moment.
Right now this morning, 10 girls from a Texas summer camp are still missing after deadly flooding. More rain is on the way. We'll have the latest on the desperate search. And a La Crosse housing project needs your help to reach the finish line. How you can make a difference for people who need it most. Coming up on Mindful Monday, the money mistakes new grads make that follow them for decades. What you need to know to avoid them. Thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this July 7th. We will head straight over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got an update on our forecast today. How's it looking out there now, Art?
Well, better than a hurricane, right?
True.
Yeah,
yes.
True indeed. Yeah, we may have a little pop-up shower or thunderstorm or two in the forecast, and we may see some thunderstorm activity later on tonight going to the overnight hours. You can see here as we kick into La Crosse, you're seeing at least fairly dry skies for the better part of the day. And then by the afternoon, maybe some pop-up showers and storm activity working there. You're you're looking at clearing skies in some cases for Eau Claire to start the morning, but partly cloudy skies will ensue. Temperatures in the low 80s and thunderstorm activity coming your way later on tonight. You can see the rainfall kind of sneaking in there right there going into Minnesota. Highs today, possibly the low 80s expected, possibly a 78 degree for one of the coolest spots. And I said a low risk for severe weather. It's really not in our region, but it's pretty close to Rice Lake, and it brings in the possibility of some thunderstorm activity later on tonight. And here it comes. You can see it kind of pushing in up to the north as well as crossing the river going towards La Crosse to finish out the morning hours tomorrow. So let's take a look at what's happening. The rainfall we could see maybe about a quarter of an inch today, and then eventually overnight we're going to see more rainfall coming in the picture, about an inch and a half or less as you get down to Sparta. La Crosse is about a quarter of an inch or less. You can see it over by Viroqua as well, and then down to the south you're looking more about a half an inch of rain. And as we get into it, we're looking at showers today, possibly maybe a storm or two. 85 degrees down to about 83. And we're looking at Tuesday about 83 degrees as well, and then temperatures bump up to 86 by the time we get into Thursday with storm activity on the way.
And some breaking news. Texas is bracing for more rain this morning as the death toll climbs to at least 82 people. 10 girls and a counselor from Camp Mystic are still missing after those floodwaters swept through their summer camp. The search continues as officials warn new storms could bring even more danger. CBS News' Nydia Cavazos reports from Austin.
There was so much screaming. This morning, harrowing stories are emerging from survivors of the deadly flash flooding in central Texas over the weekend. Kerrville RV park owner Lorena Guillen said she watched helplessly as rushing waters washed through the campground.
There were dozens of vehicles just floating away.
Officials say there have been more than 160 rescues by helicopter, and search and rescue teams and hundreds of volunteers are combing the banks of the Guadalupe River. Texas officials say more than 80 people have died, and among the more than 40 missing are nearly a dozen children and counselor from the all-girls Camp Mystic. Texas Governor Greg Abbott toured the devastated campground.
We will remain 100% dedicated, searching for every single one of the children.
As the community holds out hope, questions are growing over the lack of early warnings.
There's going to be a full review, of this so we can make sure that we focus on future preparedness.
Yesterday, President Donald Trump pushed back on claims that cuts to the National Weather Service may have impacted the situation.
They did not. They did. This is a 100-year catastrophe.
He says he plans to visit Texas this week. Nydia Cavazos, CBS News.
Trump says he will likely make that visit on Friday. The National Weather Service warns more flash flooding is threatening central Texas as slow-moving storms move through this week. And closer to home, a fire broke out at a Winona manufacturing plant early this morning. Winona fire officials say crews responded to core molding technologies on Wilkie Drive just before 2 a.m. They say the fire was mostly contained to the building's roof and ductwork, and nobody was hurt. The cause is under investigation. A missing Vernon County teenager has been found safe. Westby police say 16-year-old Ashton Volden ran away from his Westby home Friday morning. Multiple agencies worked together to find him, including the Vernon County Sheriff's Office, Viroqua Police, and their canine units. Officials aren't releasing too many details about how or where he was found, but they are thanking those agencies for their cooperation. And President Trump set to send out dozens of letters this morning to countries that haven't made trade deals with the U.S. The reciprocal tariff pause is set to end this week on Wednesday. The White House already has deals with a handful of nations, including the UK, China, and Vietnam. But other major trading partners like Japan, India, and the European Union have not started talks. They have started talks, that is, but they have not reached final deals yet.
President Trump's going to be sending letters to some of our trading partners saying that if you don't move things along, then on August 1st, you will boomerang back to your April 2nd tariff level. So I think we're going to see a lot of deals very quickly.
It's unclear what the president will do after the pause expires, but he has extended deadlines in the past. And you'll need to find a new route to Central High School starting today. Green Bay Street will close from 22nd Street to Losey Boulevard for construction. The detour is 16th Street to Weston, then back to Losey. No word yet on when the road will reopen. And you could help create a new home for people who need it most in La Crosse today. Coulee Cap launching a public fundraising campaign for Haven on Main. 70 affordable apartments at the old Pink Palace for people with disabilities and behavioral health needs. Today's fundraiser at the La Crosse Club could push them closer to their $4.2 million goal. In your morning medical news, measles cases are spiking across the country once again. Johns Hopkins data shows more than 1,200 confirmed cases this year, a record high since the disease was declared eliminated back in 2000. 3 people have died, all unvaccinated. The U.S. could lose its elimination status if the cases keep climbing through January. A unique program in some California emergency departments is being credited with helping people struggling with opioid addiction take their first step to recovery. Danya Backus reports.
Andy is a success story for doctors at Olive View UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles.
Yeah, my life's just changed completely.
He came to this emergency department at the beginning of his sobriety when he felt the urge to use again.
I just wanted help because I knew that if I didn't get help, I was going to go back to the one drug that would make me feel comfortable and normal.
While in the ER, he was prescribed buprenorphine, which diminishes the effects of withdrawal symptoms and cravings. Despite its effectiveness, an estimated 87% of people with opioid use disorder are never prescribed any medication to help them fight their addiction.
Sometimes they just don't know where else to get help, and we're open 24/7.
Dr. Annette Decker authored a study looking at the success rate of emergency room clinicians prescribing buprenorphine in California. Findings show at least 1 in 3 patients fill a second prescription within 40 days. 1 in 9 end up on continuous treatment.
It's huge because this medication can save lives.
For addiction medicine in the past, patients would come into the ER and we'd pat them on the back and give them a list of detox centers and say, good luck.
Doctors Maureen McCullough and Kenneth Pedersen see the results firsthand. They helped start a statewide initiative for prescribing the medication in the ER.
And they can go from a cycle of being addicted to opioids and having their life be full of chaos to, within a matter of days, getting their life back together.
Which is what happened with Andy.
I could have gone back that night and just done fentanyl one more time. I could have possibly died.
He's now nearly 5 years sober and says a trip to this emergency department was a critical step in his recovery. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The study found the number of emergency medicine clinicians who prescribe the drug rose from 2% to 16%. And now we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got an update on our morning commute.
Man, oh man, what a good morning to start. Beautiful skies out there right now. If you take a look here, you can see going right into areas right by Ladysmith and Eau Claire, 60 degrees currently. Nice and cool conditions out there. Dew points are going to be in the 60s as well. Holding on to about 68 for La Crosse, and then down to the south, you're getting about 66 for Prairie du Chien, about 67 for Boscobel as well, somewhere around there. You're holding on to cloud cover, still holding on locally up there in Eau Claire. So you've got a few clouds still lingering there with increasing clouds expected later on today into the evening hours and tonight. Looking across the zones, though, we go to La Crosse County. You're looking at temperatures right now huddled around the low 80s. And, of course, we have the possibility of thunderstorm activity, maybe a pop-up shower or two. Mostly holding on to west of the river for now. Not much happening there, but we still have about a 20 to 30% chance of that occurring and crossing the river. We'll also see as we go down farther into the central zone, you're looking at possibly Osseo, looking at about 82, Arcadia about 83, Blair 82, Melrose 83, Trempealeau, you get right back into it, about 83 degrees, as well as La Crosse. Then we'll carry up back to the north, getting to Ladysmith, about 80, got about 82 or so for Eau Claire. And everybody seems to be dry, a little bit less on the humidity, but still it's humid out there right now. You get into the sky tracker showing you the possibility of thunderstorm activity coming back again as we go right back into the middle portion of the area. And then we'll go right into the overnight hours with more thunderstorm activity coming in for La Crosse. We'll see the same as we go right into Eau Claire as well. So please make sure you understand what's happening and stay weather aware. That's a look at your forecast.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Jatem is turning 8 months old, and Jatem loves to spend time in the outdoors and loves AC/DC.
Okay, do you know what that means in French?
I do.
What does it mean? I love you. It means I love you in French.
Yeah.
Kennedy is turning 18. He loves horses and racing on the school's racing team.
All right, how about Phyllis is turning 88. She loves to knit, play cards, and spend time with her children.
Happy birthday to all of them. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Double up with their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
You're welcomed back to Look Who's 8 with a quiz. How about that, huh?
Yes.
Just
And I
ahead.
failed.
Just ahead on Mindful Monday, some tips on avoiding the financial pitfalls that many recent college graduates and their parents might not know about.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
We hear it all the time. A company gives a homeowner a quote for replacement windows. When the homeowner hesitates, they drop the price by almost 50% if they sign today. Makes you wonder why they didn't offer that price to begin with.
They called us for a second opinion. Our price, over $5,000 less, without the sales games and for better windows.
At Clear Choice, we believe in honest pricing, no pressure, and quality you can trust.
Don't get pressured into a bad deal. Call us today.
Choose Clear Choice or something less.
Hey, Dominic here, and we always get asked, what do you have for chicken? With over 40 blends at our outlet store, we recommend these 4. Chicken, barbecue, Jamaican jerk, and good old original. Just take your chicken, brush some olive oil on it, shake on your choice of pleasing, and grill or bake thoroughly until done. From mild to a little spicy, you can make sure everyone's satisfied. And they're all low in sodium. Get these seasonings and more at the outlet store. And you can even sauce it up using barbecue seasoning and ketchup.
Dahl Honda is proud to sponsor News 8 Now's Top Notch Teacher Program. It's always a highlight of our month to recognize the top-notch teacher and thank them for all they do for our students in school. Dahl Honda values the great work all teachers do for our children and community. If you know a teacher who deserves top-notch teacher recognition, please nominate them. Thank you, teachers, for going above and beyond and providing a top-notch education.
Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin is so ready for summer. Right on the Mississippi River, a perfect spot for fishing and fun. Surrounded by scenic bluffs and some of the best hiking and camping around, there's so much to explore. You can experience Prairie du Chien's fascinating history and unwind with live music events that feature the vibe you're looking for. Book your place to stay and discover more at prairieduchien.org.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
All righty, let's take a long look at what's happening here. Back to the water vapor imagery. I want to show you this. We're going to get that out of the way because I want to show you what's happening. Moisture is on the way, and eventually it's going to be headed our way, pushing in the forecast here. I'm going to go back to my water vapor image so you can see that one more time. It's over by the Dakotas, and it continues to edge closer to us, slowly but surely getting towards the northern tier of South Dakota, and eventually stretching out all the way down towards Omaha, and that's going to push right into Wisconsin as well as into portions of Iowa and Minnesota later on today and tonight. You're also going to be seeing a low risk for severe weather that is not in our region, but it's going to bring severe weather. You can see that weather kind of cutting across up to the north there on that graphic there. We'll also find ourselves getting into the storm activity you can see as we go closer to the midnight hour, well up to the north of Ladysmith and Canada. And then to the south, we're going to be picking up storm activity. You don't see it now, but 3 o'clock, wait till 3 hours later, 6 o'clock rolls in and storm activity pushes in for your morning commute. It continues through the 7 o'clock hour, continues right through the 8 8 o'clock hour as well. By 9 o'clock, it's pushing out of the region eastward and out, but we still have wet on the roadways for your morning commute for tomorrow. Then we get into the afternoon. It's drier. You're going to be seeing sunnier skies as well. Tuesday, we'll call it partly cloudy skies to finish out the day, then eventually mostly sunny skies by Wednesday. But before that, you've got overnight showers taking us to about 1.5 inches or less in the forecast. You go further south down towards Boscobel and Prairie du Chien, you're looking at about 1/2 inch or less. La Crosse, maybe 1/4 inch. Eau Claire, maybe 1/10 inch. I suspect Eau Claire will have more storm activity. They just have more spottier showers. That's why they're not seeing so much. Highs for Tuesday, we're looking at 79 to about 83 to 85 degrees. So our temperatures are going to be huddled in the low 80s. Mowing your lawn today, you've got a risk, a low risk. It's basically just a pop-up storm or two, especially around the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock hour. So be careful about that. Then you'll see again for Tuesday, I would not mow your lawn because we've got storm activity mostly in the morning as well and wet grass going into the afternoon. Wednesday is a good time to get out and mow your lawn as well because storms are coming back again, or showers for Thursday, then storms on Friday, and then a good looking weekend ahead for you to finish out the remainder of your week. And then next week we're up in the upper 80s. My goodness. Oh, we're back to it again. Back to you, my friend.
The class of 2025 is facing the worst job market for new grads since the pandemic. But when they finally land that first job, one costly mistake could wipe out months of progression. And on this Mindful Monday, we're getting smart about first paychecks and the scams that can target your family this time of year with Jamie Bauman, branch manager at Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union. Good morning, Jamie. Always nice to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Such an important topic of discussion. We know a lot of parents will be wondering. So we know paychecks are not going quite as far these days, plus a tough job market. So that first paycheck is really more precious than ever. What's the biggest mistake you see new grads make?
Yeah, so when new grads get that first paycheck, it's so exciting, right? They've landed it, they've got that first paycheck. It might be their first experience with that real money.
Right.
And so while you might want to have that treat yourself moment, it's really important to make sure that you're being aware and mindful of where that money is going. The first step is to just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And make a plan.
Okay.
Making sure that you have enough to cover your monthly expenses, but also giving yourself the heads up to pay yourself first. Whether that's through your 401k that your new job has, or if it's not something that you're eligible for yet, setting aside at least 10% and kind of a pay yourself first mentality to make sure that you're getting yourself set up for that future success for years to come.
Okay, and if you start doing that with like your very first real paycheck, you'll be so used to it, right?
That's exactly.
That would be,
yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay, that is good to see. So we talked about paying yourself first. What about some red flags that people should look for if they are going to choose their first bank account?
Yeah, the biggest red flag is having lots of hidden fees or things like that. You want to make sure that you're going somewhere trusted. With that hard work that you just did and that money is finally yours, you want to make sure that you're depositing that money in somewhere that is trusted, reputable. So first things first, you can ask from your friends or family for recommendations. Where do you bank? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? Also finding a financial institution that really fits your own personal values and your own personal needs. And then after that, I would just take a quick review of any fees, whether that's ATM fees, withdrawal fees, minimum balance fees, overdraft fees, and making sure that you fully understand how this bank account's going to work.
Okay, some good advice there. And then we know that scammers are targeting graduation season. Any tricks that they're using? Anything that we should be looking out for this time of year?
Those scammers are so sneaky and so smart. They're constantly evolving their ways. So we need to be a step ahead in making sure that we're educating not only our teens, but our young grads, but also adults. We can all fall victim to it. So a lot of scammers these days are making impersonations. So they can make it look like it's a call coming from the credit union, or they can make it look like it's a call coming from grandma or grandpa. And so making sure that they fully understand where those are coming from. So if somebody's asking for money or something like that, it's always important to stop that call, take a moment, and then call back. Say, you know what, I'm going to hang up this phone call and I'll call you back. So if it is your credit union or your financial institution that's calling you, hang up that call, and then you make that call to your credit union, and they'll be able to verify whether it was or was not you making, or was or not them, excuse me, making that phone call. So just making sure that you take that quick TV timeout. They will prey on making it feel like it has to be extremely urgent.
Right.
And so getting off of that call might not be easy, but it's okay. If it is a trusted, reputable person, they'll understand that you want to hang up and make that phone call
They'll
back.
be okay with that. Okay, that's a good tip. I haven't heard that before. And then families with younger kids, what can they start doing today to build these money habits that we're talking about?
So important. Something that Affinity Plus holds so near and dear is financial literacy. It's something that is rooted in our values of who we are as a credit union, because people from all different walks of life have all different types of financial literacy. So some folks start really young with their kids, and others, maybe they go into their college life and they don't know anything about money. And so having those tools built into when you're young. Affinity Plus has a really cool youth banking app that I use with my teens, where they can set savings goals. You can set allowances for your kids if that's something that your family does. You can also walk through mock loans. So, you know, this would, if you know, I have a 14-year-old who wants this really fancy Camaro. And it's really probably not going to happen for her. But she could set up a savings goal for it.
She can check it out,
Or she could look at a loan and see potentially what this is going to look like. So it's really important to start those conversations with young kids, simply because money is something that's so important through the lifetime of our loan. And if you have kids and they're older and you missed your opportunity, that's okay. It's still a really good time to have conversations about money, because money is emotional and it's something that is going to be with us forever. And so if you find yourself and you didn't have that conversation, or you don't feel like you have that financial literacy, reach out to your financial institution. Affinity Plus, we have financial coaches and lenders that would be happy to sit down and have those conversations if you don't feel like you know what you feel like you're missing.
Okay, great. Yeah, great to start building those habits early. Well, thank you so much as always for being here this morning.
Thank you so much.
Great to see you. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, we are covering the flooding disaster in Texas. Maurice Dubois leads our team coverage with stories of dramatic rescues and survival. Plus, we will hear firsthand how a pair of kid brothers waited 13 hours for help after floodwaters rushed into their campground. And later in Beg Knows America, David shares stories from his Dear David mailbag. This morning, he will introduce us to some people who are going above and beyond just to help others. We will have everything you need to know and more on the show. We'll see you at 7.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. It wouldn't be Friday without fish. Get yours with chips for $15.99 or with shrimp for $19.99. And end your week with $4 rail mixers. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Thankfully, American Waterworks offers proven, warranted solutions. Typically less expensive than full replacement and more efficient and lightweight than mud jacking, our methods are designed to last. After all, your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
Look, we're great with teeth. We're toothbrushes.
But we're not the best with tongues, cheeks, and everything in between.
We need backup. The clinically proven essential oils in Listerine clean every surface of your mouth.
For whole mouth health, Listerine. Wash your mouth.
News 8 Now wants to help you create memories with your family by watching movies on the big screen. Friday Flicks with Vicki Nichols of Sparta Cinema will tell you all about upcoming must-see blockbusters, plus exclusive deals at the theater. Watch this Friday at 5 a.m. on News 8 This Morning, presented by Sparta Cinema.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy. We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
The 30% solar tax credit could end in 2025. If you want to install solar on your residential or commercial property and receive this tax credit, call 608-780-2347 to get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy today.
So that no matter what mess you brought into this church today, no matter what addiction and what struggle, no matter how many times you've doubted God or questioned God, that because of Jesus Christ, God's not holding it over your head. Instead, there is this amazing grace, there is this unconditional love that you and I can say, God doesn't just put up with us. God loves us.
Join Pastor Mike Novotny each Sunday. Watch Time of Grace on Channel 8, WKBT.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. It wouldn't be Friday without fish. Get yours with chips for $15.99 or with shrimp for $19.99. and end your week with $4 rail mixers. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
The forecast is always changing.
It's very important to keep it updated and looking towards the future.
I do like 2 in the morning and 2 in the late morning. It's fun because I feel like I'm talking to someone out there and relating myself, the weather, and what they need to know.
There's a lot more information on there available, and it's constantly updated, and we're one of the few around here that really updates that constantly with new information.
Online weather updates from First Warn Weather, streaming on News 8000, the app, and 8+. Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Deep breath, everybody. In Germany, the sound of music filled everyone's ears this weekend after a group smashed the world record for the largest string orchestra. Nearly 1,400 musical fans played Beethoven's Ode to Joy. Some participants calling the moment great fun and asked if they could do it again. Time now for your morning news now. 6:54 is the time. Search and rescue efforts continuing this morning as the death toll from that Texas flood continues to rise. Officials now say more than 80 people are dead, more than 40 missing. According to the National Weather Service, the Guadalupe River swelled more than 20 feet within less than an hour Friday. Texas Governor Greg Abbott visited the camp where 10 girls are still missing.
It was nothing short of horrific to see what those young children went through. And we will remain 100% dedicated, searching for every single one of the children who were at Camp Mystic, as well as anybody else in the entire riverbed.
Absolutely devastating, and the president has signed a disaster order for the region. He's expected to visit on Friday. A missing Vernon County teenager has been found safe. Westby police say 16-year-old Ashton Golden ran away from his Westby home Friday morning. Multiple agencies worked together to find him, including the Vernon County Sheriff's Office, Viroqua Police, and their canine units. Officials not releasing many details about how or where he was found. They are thanking those agencies for their cooperation. You'll need to find a new route to Central High School starting today. Green Bay Street closing from 22nd Street to Losey Boulevard for some construction. Your detour is 16th Street to Weston, then back to Losey. No word yet when it will reopen.
All right, your local forecast today, we're looking at highs to be just in the low to middle 80s possible. We'll probably get up to about 84, 85 degrees, possibly for some of our warmest spots. We'll also have a little bit of rainfall coming in today. It's only about 1/4 inch, but overnight and tomorrow, we're looking at about 1.5 inches or so or less in the forecast. You can see as we carry over to the next couple of days, the possibility of 83-degree heat today. Pretty similar tomorrow, despite having morning storm activity and then getting sunshine to finish out the day. Wednesday will be sunny as well, but Thursday, a 30% chance of showers turning to overnight storm activity as we go into Friday. Sunshine for the weekend, and of course, that leads right into the beginning of next week. Back to you.
All right, we will take those 80s, Art. Happy to see it. Thank you, and thanks for waking up with us. Coming up at noon, more than 80 people confirmed dead, more than 40 still missing after that flash flooding in Texas. We'll take a look at how storms are expected to continue this week and the impact that could have.